Gullah Gyal. What I do? Good vibes here. Good vibes. Nah, but anyways, I'm sitting here and I'm just reflecting on some things. I have been reading this book. It's called A Course in Miracles. And the thing with the book is that it talks about how we are all connected. We are all pretty much one with the divine, with the Most High. And in order to ascend in life, in order to really be on the path that we're supposed to go in our divine purpose, we need to recognize the divinity, not only within ourselves, but within others. And there was a good point of a passage where it talked about we don't see ourselves by being by ourselves. Like, so if you're somebody like how I was, like kind of, I like to be alone and be a hermit and in my own little corner, like you can't really recognize your true self and who you are unless you are around others, because how you treat others and how they respond to you is a reflection on who you are. So pretty much we learn by various means, right? We can learn from the media, we can learn from school, we can learn from our families, we can learn from spiritual systems, etc. So we learn how to treat people based upon where we put our more of our focus in. And predicated upon where we put our focus in can determine whether that's a good teacher or not. And so if you're around people and you leave them feeling stressed, depressed, mad, sad, and you know what I mean, then that shows that you haven't been putting yourself and your mindset and your spirit in the right things to teach you, because we're supposed to leave others feeling joyful, happy, calm, peaceful, and just on a higher frequency, a higher vibration. And I'm all about, frequencies and vibrations and studying all that kind of stuff. And it was just very interesting to read that passage and to kind of take that reflection. And I kind of looked at certain attributes within myself, because I am healing myself, because as a healer, and I don't really like using that term, but it is what it is, somebody who brings out the healing in others. You can't be an unhealed healer. So people who are, say, for example, psychotherapists, you can't be a psychotherapist subscribed to notions such as, you reap what you sow, or, you can understand reaping what you sow on a level, but maybe that wasn't a good example. And I got to get the book to really understand the level, but you can't be someone who is unhealed. So you're projecting your insecurities onto others. You're projecting your own belief systems that are not in accordance with divine law onto other people in the healing. So if your healing is not about bringing out the divine within another person, then you are an unhealed healer. If you're somebody who is anybody who's in a position to where you're a so-called healer, a therapist, even a doctor, etc., and you haven't went through what it takes to heal yourself and to heal aspects of yourself, and you're still holding on to grudges, negativity, there we go, that's probably better. See, I be saying a whole lot just to get to my point. But if you're an unhealed healer and you're still holding on to grudges, negativity, unforgiveness, and you have a heavy heart and your heart is not balanced on the scale of Ma'at, which is having a heart that is light as a feather, then you need to reevaluate your position and your stance in your profession, and the fact that you may need to heal a little bit more before you're out there helping others, because it could be a certain instance where you're not necessarily helping to heal that person entirely, but you're just transmuting the energy into another form of trauma, and it can actually be worse than what it is. So me being someone who is a Reiki therapist, I'm like, well, shoot, it doesn't make sense for me to go around and try to get clients and just for the money aspect, or try to build a business. Like, I haven't even started really sharing Reiki, because I've been more focused on really healing myself of a lot of debris within myself in order to be able to share it and give it and to understand on a level, and to read these spiritual books to really heal myself from my childhood trauma. And I have been going through some healings, darling. Childhood traumas, understanding why certain things that happened in my childhood progressed to what happened in my early adulthood, then and why I'm in where I'm at now in terms of manifesting, how I manifested where I'm at now, predicated upon who I was then, and then going back and healing that so that I can now go forward. So the me that I become will be in a greater, higher level place than I am now. And then that's important. And I was even thinking that I have this tendency, and I didn't realize I have this tendency, or better yet, I really wasn't as consciously aware that I had this tendency. I kind of knew I had it, but I never really gave it much thought to much energy to that thought. In which, like, when I meet people, I will automatically, and not all the time, not everybody, but people that I fucks with, like friends, relationships, people that I want to network and do business with, I tend to see people on their divine level. I see them in their divinity. So I will see them as someone who has good intentions, who I give them the benefit of a doubt. And this is especially in relationships. Oh my gosh. When I am in a situation where I like someone, it's because I like a certain aspect of their divinity. I see the greatness within someone. And because I see the greatness within them, I have a tendency to overlook their flaws. And I'm too forgiving of their flaws until it comes to bite me in my ass, and I'm just like, whoa, okay. And it gave me a lesson in that thought was, you can see the divine in others because we all have the divine within us, but not everybody recognizes the divine within themselves because they still are operating on a lower vibrational frequency. So understand that it's important to trust others, but not too much. Understand that that person is still human, and understand that there's some people out there who don't trust anybody. And they look at the negative in everybody. And you got to understand that everybody has divinity in them. Everybody has the ability to be within their divinity and actually ascend up on levels within themselves to be a greater good to the earth. And therefore, don't disregard everybody either. So just always stay on a neutral ground, have vigilance, have discernment, but most of all, work on and heal yourself. Because when you work on and heal yourself and you bring out that divinity within you, what you will start attracting into your life is more of those divine light beings. And you'll start seeing more of that beauty in your life. But the main thing is to not project so much of your views outwards and start interjecting, right? Those viewpoints within yourself, and to look at the divinity within you, because we all have it. We all have that crown, right? That crown chakra, is all, some people is just closed. Others is wide open. Others is too open, overactively. And there has to be a balance. But anyways, that's just what I came to say. Just know we're all one in this big thing called existence. And we all living in it. Although we have different experiences, different perspectives, different realities, it's still important for us to recognize ourselves in this divine light, and that we are all part of God's plan for evolution of however this existence chooses to evolve. But just stay the course, live in your purpose, and most of all, don't look for yourself out in this world. Look for the world within you and bring that to life. Go to Gyal, and I'm out.